Why do you sometimes feel worse after meeting a friend instead of better? It seems strange. You spent time with someone close to you, talked, laughed, maybe even discussed something important. But afterward, you suddenly feel tired, anxious, irritated, or strangely empty. This does not always mean the friendship is bad or that something is wrong with you. Often, the reason lies in how our mind works during social interaction. Human beings are social by nature. Our brain constantly reads mood, tone of voice, facial expressions, and tension in someone's voice, even if we do not notice it consciously. When a friend comes to you feeling exhausted, upset, or irritated, you may unintentionally absorb part of their emotional state. This is a natural mechanism. It helps us understand other people better. But it also has a downside. If during the meeting you spend a long time listening to someone else's complaints, fears, or resentment, your nervous system begins to react as if the problem partly belongs to you as well. As a result, after the conversation, you carry away not only information, but emotional weight. Another reason is hidden tension. With not every friend can we be completely ourselves. Sometimes around a certain person, we have to watch our words, avoid certain topics, adjust to their mood, or fit into a certain role within the relationship. For example, you may be used to being the one who supports, the calm one, or the one who always listens. From the outside, such a meeting may look completely normal, but internally it requires a great deal of energy. Afterward, you feel drained, even though formally nothing bad happened. Comparison also plays an important role. During communication, we unconsciously evaluate ourselves. Who is more successful, more confident, happier? Who has the better relationship, appearance, job, or life? Even if you care about your friend and wish them well, the brain may still switch into comparison mode. If you yourself are going through a difficult period, another person's achievements may not inspire you, but instead painfully highlight your own insecurity. Then after the meeting, what remains is not joy, but the feeling that somehow you are falling behind. Sometimes the problem is not what your friend says, but the fact that they touch your vulnerable spots. One ordinary phrase may remind you of an old hurt, an unresolved conflict, a fear of loneliness, or the feeling of being undervalued. People rarely notice this immediately. That is why after a meeting it may seem as though your mood worsened for no reason, when in fact the conversation touched something deeply personal. There is also another mechanism. Emotional imbalance. Healthy friendship usually involves exchange. Today, someone supports you. Tomorrow, you support them. But if almost every meeting turns into a one-sided unloading of problems, the balance is broken. You leave such a conversation not feeling nourished, but depleted. Especially if your own feelings, news, or struggles have no place in that connection. The mind senses very well when a relationship stops being mutual. Even if our rational side still tries to justify it, it is also worth remembering that closeness does not always equal safety. Some friends may joke in ways that humiliate, dismiss your difficulties, give unsolicited advice, or constantly shift attention back to themselves. On the surface, these things may seem minor, but the nervous system reads such signals as a threat. That is why after the meeting you feel not warmth, but inner tightness, as if you were not fully seen, not truly heard, or subtly placed beneath them. What matters is this: feeling bad after meeting someone is not a trivial detail and not overthinking. It is a signal. It tells you that the interaction contained too much tension, too many chujic emotions, too much inner self-control, or too many painful comparisons. Sometimes it is enough simply to rest, be alone for a while, and give yourself time to recover. But sometimes it is worth honestly asking yourself, do I actually feel good with this person? Or have I simply become used to calling this friendship? True friendship does not have to make us happy every single moment. It can include difficult topics, tiredness, and hard conversations. But after healthy contact, there is usually still a sense that you were not diminished, not used, and not drained into emptiness. If, however, you regularly feel worse after meeting a friend, this is a reason not to blame yourself, but to look more carefully at the quality of that connection. Because sometimes the body understands the truth about a relationship earlier than we are ready to admit it. What do you think about this? Write your thoughts in the comments.